Hi, in this video we are going to look at the how-tos and the tips for fasting. I shall tell you the types of fasting that I did. First, I started with the 16-8 fasting. In 16-8 fasting, what we do is we eat within 8 hours, either 3 meals or 2 meals within 8 hours, and then we fast for the remaining 16 hours. So those who are used to LCHF as a lifestyle, consider 16-8 not even as fasting. It becomes their way of life. They just eat 2 meals a day. For example, in our house, we have breakfast around 9 or 9:30 or so. And then the next meal, the second meal, we have at around 3:30 or 4 or so. So between these 8 hours, we have 2 meals. And the remaining 16 hours, we just don't eat. This is our LCHF lifestyle. The next is 24-hour fasting. Suppose you eat at say 8 a.m. today, then you eat your next meal only at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Or this could be 12 p.m. or 8 p.m. or 3 p.m. whichever suits you. You eat the next meal at the same time on the next day. That is 24-hour fasting. The next is 36-hour fasting. Say for example, you have one meal this morning. Then the next meal you have tomorrow evening. So for 36 hours, you fast, you go without food. So you increase the duration of the fast gradually. First start with 16-8. Then after some 16-8 fast, move on to 24 hours, then 36 hours. Then you can go on increasing 48 hours, 3 days, 4 days and so on. What I've done maximum properly is 7-day fast. I've gone up to 11 days, but I took a little nuts in between and some snacks, so it wasn't a proper fast. But the maximum I've done properly is for 7 days. So how you can go about this is, first start with 16-8. Do it a few times, start with doing it once a week. So for 4 weeks, do it once a week. And then the next week onwards, you can do it twice a week. When you do it twice a week, you can do it either continuously, do a 16-8 fasting on Monday and Tuesday, or leave a gap and do it on Monday and Friday. So you could do it like that. At one point, for a person who's used to the LCHF lifestyle, 16-8 should not even be called fasting. It should become your regular lifestyle. 2 meals a day should become your regular lifestyle. Then go on to 24-hour fasting. 1 meal a day, basically. So that also you can do once a week. Then you can slowly increase it to twice a week. That also you can do continuously for 2 days. So on Monday morning you eat, and then on Tuesday morning you eat, and then on Wednesday morning. Or have a meal on Monday morning, and then Tuesday morning and carry on. And then on, say, Friday, again you have a meal on Friday morning, and then Saturday morning. So these 1-day fasts are separated by 3 days in between. You could do it consecutively, you could do it with a gap in between. That's up to you and your comfort level. And so once you get used to it, you can keep increasing it. So you start with the 16-8 and then it becomes your lifestyle. And then you go to the 1-day fast, which is 1 meal a day or 24-hour fast. Then you graduate to 48 hours, just 2 days, then to 3 days. And each time you do this, you could do this either with a gap in between, or you could do it continuously, whichever suits you and your lifestyle. Experts like Dr. Jason Fung recommend that you implement this in your LCHF lifestyle, especially the 1-day fast. So fast either once a week regularly, or you can fast 2 1 days a week. That also regularly with a gap in between. So keep this as your lifestyle and get used to it, just because it improves your health condition and helps you to maintain weight. At our home, some members do this regularly. They fast for 2 days a week, starting on Monday and then doing one more on Friday, or doing one on Tuesday and then on Saturday. This becomes the regular lifestyle. These fasting regimes that I have now spoken about are stuff that I've already done. Now there are other fasting regimes which I have not done. Those are 5-2 fasting and warrior fasting. Now 5-2 is where you eat normally for 5 days, and for 2 days of the week you restrict your calorie input to 400 or 500 calories. Caloric restriction on 2 days and eating normally for 5 days. Some people says it works, but I haven't tried it, so I don't know. The other is warrior fasting. Now warrior fasting is a slightly more intense fasting than 16-8. In 16-8 you eat within 8 hours and fast for 16 hours. In warrior fasting, what they say is, you eat within 4 hours. Within a 4-hour window, you should eat. And that also keep it in the evening. And the remaining 20 hours, don't eat. Now, I haven't tried warrior fasting, but many people say that it's very successful. Now, fasting becomes easy for people who have already been on the LCHF lifestyle for quite a long period of time. The reason is, on LCHF, the body is already used to consuming fat as a source for fuel rather than carbohydrate as a source for fuel. Fasting becomes easier because the body is used to being fat fuel. So that's why when you fast, the body starts using stored fat reserves that are already in the body as a source of energy. Therefore, the fat reserves get accessed and reduced, and body weight and cholesterol numbers get reduced. So now let's see what is allowed on fasting and what is not. Solid food is not allowed on fasting. So don't eat any solid food. Liquid is allowed as long as they are non-caloric. Green tea, black coffee, sparkling water or soda. Of course, not the flavored cola or the orange ones, but plain soda. These are the beverages that you can have. Now, when you have black tea or black coffee, some people find it difficult to drink it. Dr. Jason Fung says that if that's what helps you to fast, then it's okay to add a couple of teaspoons of either coconut milk or fresh cream to your black coffee or black tea, if that is the only thing that helps you to maintain your fast. Small amount will not affect your fast a great deal. The next tip is drink bone broth. Now, the recipe for bone broth is on the website. You can go have a look at it. If you are a non-meat eater, you could have vegetable broth. The benefits of vegetable broth are, of course, fewer than bone broth, but then it's better than nothing. So it's better that you have one of these broths when you fast. Drink lots of water. Don't forget to drink water. If you find drinking water difficult, then go ahead and have plain soda or sparkling water. You could also drink lime juice with salt, not with sugar, of course. Here are some tips to help you fast. First is drink water. Keep yourself sufficiently hydrated. Drink about, say, 1 liter per 25 kg of body weight or a bit more. So make sure you drink water. Second is, if you feel dizzy or tired, it could be due to sodium deficiency. So add salt either in the water that you drink or the bone broth that you drink or the soda. So make sure you get enough quantities of sodium, because sometimes lack of sodium leads to dizziness and tiredness. In case you are on medication, especially food dependent medication, consult an LCHF informed doctor on whether you can continue fasting, whether fasting affects this medicine intake, whether maybe you should reduce the medicines or stop it, whatever it is. Consult an LCHF informed doctor, somebody who knows about LCHF. The fourth tip when you're fasting is that you should know that hunger comes in waves. So you feel hungry and then you stop feeling hungry. So for 4 or 5 hours you don't feel hungry anymore. And then you feel hungry again. And then it subsides. And then for 3 or 4 hours you don't feel hungry. So every time this wave rises, what you can do is you either have black tea or black coffee or green tea, or go for a walk, drink bone broth. Just distract yourself during that wave. And then once you conquer that wave, then for the next 4 or 5 hours, you don't have to worry. So don't keep thinking that you are hungry and don't be obsessed by thoughts of hunger, because that will not happen. Hunger only comes in waves and it goes. So conquer each wave and you're good to go. The fifth tip is, don't tell everybody that you're fasting. Sometimes people just do not understand about fasting, but they'll spout out their opinions and they'll discourage you. So you don't need to tell, your colleagues or friends or anybody else that you're fasting. If you're on medication, your doctor should know. Otherwise, it's enough that you know that you're fasting. Of course, if people understand the science behind fasting and what it does, then it's okay to share with them. But otherwise, just don't go about telling people that you're fasting. And the important thing is, don't miss out drinking on bone broth or vegetable broth when you're fasting. Preferably bone broth if you're a meat eater. If you're a non-meat eater, vegetable broth is fine. There are many other resources in the blogs on the website. So go ahead and check it out. I hope these tips help you to fast. Happy fasting. Thank you.